Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. We're out at beautiful Bainsfield Dam in KZN. Today we got something banging on the menu. Check this out. So today we're making a campfire focaccia. Yeah, you heard that correctly. So, going to start off by hydrating, and then into a bowl we're going in with some flour, to that we're going to put some salt in it. Now in a separate bowl we're going to go in with some lukewarm water. Now I must admit, I did get distracted and leave the kettle on longer than I was supposed to, so the water did end up boiling. So in the bowl I just mixed some hot water with some cold water, and I kept jumping between the two just to get the lukewarm temperature and until it passed the pinky test. Alright, to the water we're going to add some yeast. Then we're going to go in with a little bit of olive oil. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. That is actually olive oil and canola oil. If you guys have seen how expensive olive oil is on its own, you'll understand why. Mix that together, let it settle for a little bit so that the yeast can wake up. Mix that together until you get a very loose dough. So this recipe creates like quite a bit of a very high hydration dough, I'll put it that way. And so I just had to keep adding flour throughout. So I would have added a bit here, and then later after the rest period in the first stretch and folds I'll add a little bit more. After we mix it here, we're gonna cover it up with the cloth and we're gonna let it rest for 30 minutes. Alright, let's open it up. It's time for the first stretch and folds. We're gonna pour some oil over the top of the dough, oil our fingers. So we're just gonna grab the dough, pull it up, fold it over, grab, pull up, fold over, grab, pull up, fold over. So this is what I was talking about. The dough ended up quite loose, so I just kept adding a bit of flour throughout the stretch and folds. Now generally your stretch and folds, you'll do about 4 stretch and folds at a time, but with this one I had to stretch it, fold it, and then I added a bit more flour again just to absorb a bit of the moisture from the dough. Then it's time to cover it up again and let it nap for another 30 minutes. In this 30 minutes, get your Dutch oven ready. Now, after the second stretch and fold, we're going to empty the dough out into a well-oiled Dutch oven. Now just a point here guys, don't leave your Dutch oven in the sun. You don't want it to get too warm or too hot because it's going to make the dough overproof. Now don't be afraid of the high hydration of the dough. All it's going to do is it's actually going to work to your benefit. The high hydration is going to give you a very nice crumb structure to the dough. It's going to make it very light, and the end bread is going to be very soft, airy and light. time to close it up and let it nap for another 30 minutes. Now while that dough rests, I've just chopped up some onions and put it in a saucepan with some salt, and we're just going to caramelize that down. We're going to let that cook on a very slow heat for a while. To the onions, we're going to add some brown vinegar and some wash your sister sauce. Mix that around, put that back on the heat, add a little bit more vinegar before putting it back on the heat.
So nice.
Alright, after the third nap, we're gonna drizzle some olive oil over the top. Olive oil is your best friend here, guys. Oil your fingers again, and then just poke it out. This is gonna create the nice air bubble effect that you normally see on the top of focaccia bread. You don't want to be too rough with it, you just want to touch it a little bit, poke through a little bit, and get a few dimples. To that we're going to add some rosemary that we just pulled off the stem, and just sprinkle that over the top of the dough. To the top of that we're going to sprinkle some sunflower seeds. Now I must be honest, the only reason that these were not toasted is because I forgot to pack an extra pan. As always, be responsible, put some salt in it. Now this is when excitement sets in. Close the lid, let's take it over to the braai. Make sure that you've got enough heat underneath it. Remember guys, it's not a steak, it is bread. Moderate to low heat underneath. Put some coals on top to create a full oven effect. Make sure that there is enough heat underneath to create a crust underneath the bread. Now we're going to let that bake for 30 to 35 minutes. Alrighty, and it's that time. And check that beauty out. It's not a full-on oven that you're going to find at home, so it's not going to have the full brown effects on the top. If you want that, carry a blowtorch with you and you can just create that on the top. As we cut into it, look at that soft crumb structure. Yo. So cut your focaccia into fingers, top it with that caramelized onion. We're going to add some wild rocket to the top of it. Each one should get about a leaf or so, depending on your preference. Some people do not like rocket at all. I'm not one of those people. Then we're going to end it off with some shavings of parmesan, and voila.